In a previous video, I was explaining how to improve the trick Out of This World, which according to this book is already the best self-working card trick you can do. I agree, it's a fantastic trick, but the version in the book requires 2 spectators, and by the end of this video you'll see how to do it with 1 spectator, and also with various other improvements which I will demonstrate for you. Get rid of your jokers first of all, and you need to set up by putting all of the red cards in a pile and all of the black cards in a pile. Put one colour on top of the other, then put a red card on the table and a black card on the table, and we're ready to go. A red card and a black card on the table, hand the deck to your spectator, and then ask the spectator to deal 1 card at a time, just however they feel. If they think the card's red, put it under the red card. If they think it's black, put it under the black card. So they don't need to overthink things, they just deal like this. About halfway through, you're going to tell that spectator to stop, and you're going to look through the deck and take a black card and a red card, and just to give visual contrast and to see where one spectator stopped and the other spectator started, you put a black and a red in the opposite locations, give them a shuffle, hand the cards to the other spectator, and then they continue dealing. Halfway through you can go, oh, I think you've got one wrong, and you just turn one of the cards and say, oh, that's red, you need to put it on the other side. So now you're going to see how your spectators did, how accurate were they. We scoop up the cards and we deal them out. And sure enough, they got black card after black card after black card, and your other spectator, with the help of you just correcting that one, got every single red card right. Let's do the same with the other pile. And all the red cards are all together, and when we get halfway down to where we switched, all the black cards are together. Your spectators have done a fantastic job. Now you know that all of the cards were sorted out at the beginning of the trick. All the red cards were together and all the black cards were together. So what we did is, as they dealt the cards like this, you know that all of the cards that are being dealt right now are the same colour. And while they're dealing, the magician needs to count, because when they've dealt 24 cards exactly, you need to get them to stop. That's 24 cards. This leaves you with 1 black card and all the reds. Now you need to pretend to be hunting through the deck to get a black and a red card. You put them on the other way around, and then the other spectator deals. Now you know they're dealing all the red cards, which means at any point you can take 1 card from the black pile and pretend they just got 1 wrong. That's a nice little joke. So now you need to be careful when you scoop the cards up. You know that all the top half are black, which means that we're going to turn this pile over and deal to reveal that all the cards were black. Then we get halfway through to the marker card and all the rest of the cards were red. Good job. Same again, only this time we're not turning the pile over, we're just going to deal all the red cards out onto the red half, and then when we get halfway through we get all the black cards. Each of you 2 spectators did a fantastic job. Now that's the basic Out of This World trick, but let's improve things a little bit. First of all, I think it would be nice to be able to shuffle the pack before we started. Well, you might think you can't do that because you need all the cards to be red on the top half, black on the bottom half. But actually, watch what happens when you shuffle the pack. I'm going to do a normal overhand shuffle here, and I'm going to be a little bit mindful that when I get towards the middle of the deck, I deal some single cards off. And when I think I'm past the middle of the deck, I go back to dealing clumps of cards off. So this is a fair shuffle, and we're shuffling all of the top half of the cards, then a single card in the middle area, and then back to clumps of cards again. And you can see that we've actually successfully shuffled that deck twice, and we haven't destroyed the order. All the reds are still on the top, all the blacks are still on the bottom. Another little thing you can do that might help you is to give a slight crimp into one of the halves of the cards. or you can do both halves with the crimp alternating so that you get this little gap that naturally forms. It's not perfect, but you can again use that gap to judge where you should be shuffling. But even with a proper shuffle like this is a genuine proper overhand shuffle, you can see that the cards are now mixed, but they're still in big clumps of red and black. So I can just casually, while I'm talking, look at the cards, sort them through, and it doesn't take much to put them back into the sequence we need. So we're going to use a shuffled deck, apparently, and we're going to do the Out of This World trick, but this time we're going to do it slightly differently, and this is, I think, a more impressive way than the book. We're going to do this with one spectator. So we're not going to count to 24 and stop halfway. We're going to let our spectator just randomly deal, and they're going to deal out the entire deck in any order they want to. And we're going to let them see how they did. What we're going to do now, to cause a little distraction, is we're going to straighten up all the cards, and then I'm going to be the magician. I'm in charge. I'm going to have a look and see how they did. I take the first pile, and I go, "Whoa, you're doing very, very well." And what I'm going to do now is the crafty bit. I'm going to stop and spread all the cards out for the sake of speed and show how they did all the black cards together and all of the red cards together. There's a very sneaky move there. But that's Out of This World, and this book says it's the greatest card trick ever. You know what? I think it is.